All righty, everybody. Welcome. Dun, 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 dun.
I swear I'm going to get a kazoo to do that.
You should have.
Christopher Barassa suggested it yesterday, and I didn't have enough time for the 2-day shipping from Amazon, or I'd have been all.
We are here to play Mr. President again. We started a session a couple weeks ago with Rough Swordsman, who was kind enough to join us. But just our schedules is so hard to work out, and just trying to get everyone to on the same page. And I know like the best time to hook up the Rough is on the weekends, but you got your D&D club, you got family obligations and stuff, so it's hard for you on the weekends to hook up. So it just hadn't aligned. So we're just going to start again this time, just the two of us here in Mr. President. And I'm going to be the president. You're going to be the vice president.
I'm going to be the president of the Senate.
Yeah. So I was saying earlier, I think if I was to pull your chit out of the hat, I should have at least 3 or 4 on it. You know, you should be
easily.
You should be a 4-3-3 is what your counter should be.
I agree 100% wholeheartedly.
I'm going to get on Mike Butterjelly to get you a counter in the game. Captain Carl, what is going on, my friend? Good to see you.
Captain's in the house.
Captain's in the house. You know what's more important than the captain, though? The president. That's me. It's all about me.
Yes, it is. I 100% wholeheartedly concur.
Great game. This is, of course, Mr. President by GMT Games and designed by Gene Billingsley. So you can check out more information over there at the GMT website. If you haven't got this yet, I would say you better get on your horse because they're selling like hot cakes. So if you don't have your copy, there might already be sold out. I don't know.
Yeah, they don't have many left. No, I know they were saying that those who didn't get it had like 2 or 3 or 4 days to let them know that they hadn't gotten it yet so they could get those out. But after that, snooze you lose because they were starting to sell them to retail.
Yeah. So very popular game. Mm-hmm. It is extremely in depth, a very interesting game, and my vice president is going to show me how to do this because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm the president. All right, so let's get you to the table. That's not the table. That's not the table either. I know I can get you to the table until I actually get you to the table. There we go. All right, here we are. For those of you who have not seen it yet, here is the Vassal module for Mr. President. It seems a little intimidating, but it's not as bad as it is. Actually, I think it's actually very well laid out and very understandable, I guess is the best word.
Once you learn where everything is, there's a lot of descriptive text on the board to help you in that area. But once you learn where everything is, it really is intuitive. It's just a matter of repetition is the key to insanity.
Absolutely.
Yep.
304. What is going on, my good friend? Good friend of the channel.
Yep.
Long-time subscriber. One of my all-time bestest buds in the whole world. 304. And yeah, it's good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. And Eric, what's going on, Eric? How you doing? Good to see you as well. Andre, what is going on, everybody? Thanks for joining us. We're just going to be going through this game step by step. We're going to go through the setup again. And if you have any questions, let us know because Chris has played, 6 games now with this?
I've played 2 games, but I've got a good 20 hours logged on it.
2 full games, okay.
Yeah, I've got one was an early win, one was an early loss, but I've got at least a good 20 hours logged on this thing, yeah.
All right. Yep. So if you see we're doing something wrong or we missed something, let us know. We are, of course, using the awesome, freely supplied GMT module, but you will need the game to play the Vassal module because
we have the game. We're not cheapskates. We have the game.
Yeah, we both currently have the game. In fact, Chris Lower was so nice. He actually bought 2 games and you had a giveaway on your channel.
Yes, and last Saturday night, and the winner, Noble Percy, actually got up with me today, so we don't have to worry about doing a second drawing. Sorry, guys, you're not going to have another chance to win this. I'm going to ship it off to him tomorrow. But yeah, hey, Mike Butter Jelly is in the chat. Eric C, how many does
Mike.
it
How you
play?
doing, Mike? Good to see you. How many does it play, Chris?
1. This is a straight up punish yourself solo game. And it takes up a lot of space. So if you don't have a dedicated space where you can leave it up and then come back to it when you want to, you need to leave yourself a big block so that way you can set it up and commit a few hours to it before breaking it back down again.
Yep. And the reason we're using the Vassal module is because with the Vassal module, we can use all of our board components and we can still save it on the Vassal and not take up all of our space once you're finished with this session. And then next session, we can pull it out, load up the save file, and be ready to play at a moment's notice.
Yep. Richard Kerr, good evening.
Richard, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you.
Alrighty.
So, Mr. President, and we actually have, for those of you who don't know, Mr. Mike in the chat here is a developer for the game. And I'm sure he will remind us if we mess up anything or if we forget to do something. I'm sure Mike will jump on board and
read all the words.
That's we just got done talking about this.
Yep.
Like the one thing that Mike has said is make sure you read when you're reading a statement. You want to read the whole complete statement because sometimes there'll be exceptions. Sometimes there'll be extra text that you need to follow. And if you don't read all the words, Chris, all the words,
you can not realize why you ran out of tensions counters and keep right on going and not do it right. And there was a reason. There was a thing to take care of it. And those were words that I didn't read. Toady, he says, looks simple. It is simple. There's just a lot to unpack. There's a lot of components, a lot of working pieces to this game. And it's just a matter of keeping up with it and doing it more and more and getting used to we're going to show you how you keep up with it.
Yeah, I went through the setup with Mike when the game first released. And then I know me and you and Rough Swordsman, we started a session of it. And I'm hoping to do it again. So as you say, repetitiveness.
Yes.
Well, hopefully after about 4 or 5 times, I'll start remembering some of these things and be able to actually do it myself. So, I totally agree. I think this is one of these games you're going to want to try going through the steps a couple times to get yourself really familiar with them.
Yep. And just sitting down and doing it.
Hey, so Dave, how you doing? Good to see you.
Dave, Brandon. What's up, guys?
Brandon. All right. So what do we do first, Chris? What do we do first?
I think we're going to go over here to the crisis deck upper left, and we're going to create our decks.
All right. So we have easy, we have normal, and we have hard.
Normal is doable. Easy, totally up to you how you want to do this first game. Let's do easy.
All right, let's do easy. I think so obviously the Vassal module is going to set it all up for us and it's going to manipulate all the decks for us.
Yes.
So you guys will have to check out the rule book and read through the directions on that.
Mike says do normal. All right. Yep. Mike says do normal.
Okay, then we'll do a normal one.
Do it. Okay. Let's dig in.
All right. Like I said, I just clicked the button, and in Vassal, it's gonna separate all the cards specifically. There is specific directions on how to set up the decks and how to manipulate the decks and everything, but you're gonna have to go through that in the actual rule book because obviously we don't.
It'll be in the scenario book, and it's easy enough to follow.
Okay, and that is in the scenario part of the book, Chris?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to go through. The cards are done. Normal game. We already have the attributes in an opaque cup. We need to draw 2 presidential attributes. And I believe to do that, you need to click on the gold attribute buttons in the top center in the White House.
Okay. And there's 4 buttons that say attribute.
So click on the first one.
Click on the first one.
What does that?
And I'm going to say it's going to give me an option to draw attribute.
Okay.
And I will do that. And it's going to give me lacking social graces. Well, that's sounds right about for me.
We use those on the harder version of the game. So go ahead and disregard that and draw another one.
Okay. What do I do? Just move it on the way and draw another one? Or
not sure how to get rid of it. Let me look.
that's all right.
Can I do it? Yeah.
You got it.
Right. Okay. Return to cup. Got it. Okay.
Return to cup. There we go.
Yep. Cool.
All right. So I got domestic focus, -1 DRM to domestic and LDI rolls.
So that's going to be for your lingering domestic issues and your domestic crisis levels just to the right there on Con US. So anytime you want to reduce a crisis level or get rid of a domestic issue, you got a -1 DRM. So that's good for keeping the US straight.
All right. And I also have a team builder, -1 DRM for the CAP IMP rolls.
Cabinet improvement rolls. Nice. That's going to help you keep your POTUS cabinet focused, keep tensions off of it so you can have access to more of those each time we do the focus. So that's good.
Okay, that's good. Mike said that was a good pull. All right.
Yeah, very
good.
Like
to see that.
Okay, next we're going to want to we're going to draw our vice president. Now for this, you're going to draw a single person, and that's going to be your vice president.
Draw a cabinet member.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Campbell's not bad.
Campbell gives me +1 action. He's a 101.
So your first one is going to be your domestic domestic die roll modifier. The middle one would be a diplomatic die roll modifier, and your right one would be a military die roll modifier. So he's not going to do too awful hot diplomatic, and just no die roll modifier for that. But he does have a +1 action, so that's cool. We get an extra action.
Yeah, I do like that. We were talking earlier before Mr. Mike Butterjelly joined, and I said I was gonna talk to Mike about creating a special counter for you that gives you I was saying, Chris, you're a 4-4-3. I need him to have a 4-4-3 counter in the cup for me, Mike. If you could arrange that. I know GMT is putting out a errata counter sheet.
It's not
later
on
this
there.
year. If you're looking for fill up the sheet with another counter, create a lower, slower 4-4-3 counter. That'd be awesome. All right, Mr. Vice President, what do we do now?
Chief of Staff, for the next 3 cabinet officials, you're going to draw 3 tiles for each, and then you are going to select the one you want and return the other, the other 2 to the cup.
Oh, it drew all 3. Wow.
Okay.
So let's separate these.
Yep. Now this is going to be domestic. Ellen Price has a +1 DRM domestic. So that would help you rolling the die. However, the other 2 do give you +1 action, but you really want that DRM.
All right. You think the DRM outweighs the actions?
I think it does. And you've got an extra action with Campbell for domestic stuff as well. So I think that'll be all right.
Then return those 2 to the cup.
Yep. And then same thing for Secretary of State.
Okay.
You're looking for the middle one. You're looking for, that's a good one. Kim Richards.
And an action.
Yep. That's a good one for Secretary of State.
All right. Then we return these to the cup.
And Secretary of Defense looking for a 1 on the right.
Oh, look at this one. Right there, a 1-1-1 with an extra action.
What's the bottom one?
1-1-0.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, that's a good one.
I'd rather have the 1-1-1 with that.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't Andy Lewis, the good one.
Oh, is there another good one? Wow.
Yes. Yeah. No, that's
All
cool.
right, we did really well on our polls.
Very good. We've got 3 extra actions. That is awesome. That's going
Mike
to give
said,
us 8 actions.
Did I mean -4 on the? Oh, it's killing me.
All right, that is that. Cabinet effectiveness. Let me go around and look. Cabinet effectiveness is set to 4. That is correct. I'm sure all this other stuff is set up right. Let's just see what else we have to do. Draw exceptional White House resource. So we are going to go to the top. And next to the year 4 deck, you're going to see a little draw card. Go ahead and do that. Wait a minute. Sorry, not the one next to the year 4, but the one above the White House. Draw a card where it has a little place to put the deck with exceptional White House resources.
Okay, exceptional White House resources.
Yeah,
okay.
draw the one of those 2 on the left, right above the White House.
The one on the left.
Yep.
There says draw card.
Yeah, not the one next to the year 4 deck, but the one right above the White House.
Right. That one.
There you go.
All right.
Ooh.
Oh,
check out what that does.
Your White House Chief of Staff is amazing. Many longtime Washington insiders consider them the best ever. Because your Chief of Staff brilliance, efficiency, and influence, you receive the following benefits each turn. And number 1, immediately as this card is drawn from the crisis deck during the game. Place a cabinet effectiveness improving counter on your cabinet effectiveness track and receive 2 additional APs at the start of each turn. Once per turn, you may use this card to reroll any die roll that is either a check for one of your game tracks or a roll on either the cabinet improvement or cabinet drama tables. Place in exceptional White House resource box. Awesome, Chief of Staff.
Yes. That is good. Okay.
So we need to place a cabinet effectiveness improving counter on your cabinet effectiveness track.
It does say to do it immediately, yes. So below the Mr. President logo, below the cabinet drama table, below the cabinet improvement table, you're going to see your cabinet effectiveness. So let's see. We're probably going to look at
drama
chits.
Right here. Okay.
Is it in chits? I don't see it in chits. No, that's those. Where is it? It's not in chits. Is it in pieces?
Let's see. Looking at some pieces. Is that what we're doing here?
Yeah, scroll
what
that
color is
down.
the counter? Do you know off the top of your head?
It's the top row, 3rd one, where you see bin active prov. Spread it out. There we go. Yeah, cabinet effectiveness improving. The 3rd one on the top row.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so I bring this down to
put it right on top of the cabinet effectiveness marker.
Right there.
Okay.
There
you go. Yep. So now the next time the cabinet effectiveness improves, then you would simply remove that and move the counter up to the 5 spot.
Mike thinks, let's move this out of the way. He said you might have been able to just right click on it. Let's see. Oh, trend plus. Oh, yeah. And then it would have put the
okay. Yep.
on.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, cool.
Yep. I'd forgotten you could do that. It's been a month since I did the Vassal.
All right.
Awesome.
So that was part of it. And the other thing I get is receive 2 additional APs at the start of each turn. So that is under my AP.
So that is going to be on begin turn. That is when we are going to determine how many AP we start with.
Okay.
So that'll be done under U.S. Special Activations.
I'm going to not center on opponent's move. Okay. So this here, current U.S. actions.
Yeah, that's just a marker on the turn thing, but we haven't gotten to that yet.
Okay. So how do we add the plus 2 additional APs?
We are going to do that when we start, but you'll go over to go down to where you see the allies and road groups and the China and Russia acts. Then you're going to see presidential prestige track and AP's track. So we will determine our starting
okay, right here.
AP, and then we'll mark it there. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
All in good time, Mr. President. All in good time. It also says party relations counter at 6, right by the cabinet effectiveness. It is. And then our game state tracks under unused bills in a legislative area. World opinion in the U.S. is a 5. Relations with Congress is a 5. Media relations is a 5. Homeland security is a 6. The state of the economy is a 6. And then
that's all those tracks right there.
Yep, they are good.
Okay.
Then world regions, Con US. It says lingering domestic issues is 1. Correct. Domestic crises is 1. That is correct. Okay. Domestic situation, just going through making sure everything is right. Because I don't think there's a lot we need to do. It set up most of it for us. Presidential prestige is 6. Public approval is at 40. Domestic track counters have those. You already told us to. Oh, okay. No. Congress, normal game. We are going to look at the congressional section to the left of cabinet effectiveness. Normal game, place no control counter. So neither party controls the House, controls Congress. Underneath the picture of the Capitol, see party control in Congress. It says split party control. So that's where we're going to start.
Okay.
So that is right. Award yourself 5 legacy points immediately. And that is to the left of the AP track.
I remember seeing legacy over here somewhere.
Okay, yeah. Bottom right, legacy points. So award yourself 5.
Legacy points. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
5. Got it.
Yep. Cool. Determine American public legislative priorities. Okay.
Oh,
so
right.
Yep. Going back up top by the White House. Okay. So we're going to click on public legislation priorities number 1 and see what it is. Gun legislation.
Health care reform, education, tax reform, and privacy legislation.
Okay, that's what the public wants us to focus on with our priorities for legislation. Alrighty, and that's the cool thing about this game. It's apolitical. You don't have to be pro Second Amendment. You don't have to be against Second Amendment to play this game. You don't have to be get rid of what they call Obamacare. You don't have to be towards socialization for healthcare reform. Whatever you believe is what you put into the game. It's very apolitical as far as the mechanics and the pieces. You're the one that puts whatever you want into the game to get the most out of it. Now, I love that about this game. Anyone can play it and not get all up in arms. I love it. I do.
Good
Yep.
Good stuff.
Okay, we are going to first campaign promise. Find out what our campaign promise is, Mr. President.
Expanding our military.
That's right. We're going to get bigger and stronger and killer.
We're going to be the biggest bully on the block.
And then we are going to choose 3 administrative legislative priorities from whatever counters are left. So I'll tell you what, okay. We need to right click doesn't do it. We may just need to get them all out, I guess.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a...
Oh, no, that'll be in chits, won't it?
I was going to say, there might be like a chit.
No, it's not there. Where is it? Hold on a sec. A control option click will give you a red circle to things.
Control click.
Not sure. Okay. But it's not there. Where is it?
I think that's like the highlighted area. But I've got everything changed on my.
Think. Where are they? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Boom, boom. I'm not seeing them. Where are they? It's not the scandal. It's not the war. It's not that. Cards. Shit. It's got to be here somewhere, but I'm not seeing it. Deal. Where are they?
Yeah, I can't left click or right click on it. Legislative
nothing there.
priorities.
Yeah.
Legislative priorities.
Pieces.
These are
Where are they?
These are chits.
Do
Attention.
Nominee. No.
What about this in chits?
Oh yeah, it's there.
Over there
Chits.
I was going to say over there in chits, there's like a stack.
Upper right. Yeah, upper right. That's it. You got it. Okay.
All right. Yeah, we found it. I found it. Everyone relax. Mr. President found it. Looking. We found them. All right. So normally what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find the ones that match what the good citizens want.
That would be totally acceptable thing to do.
Let's see here. Well, Homeland Security,
healthcare reform, and education reform. Healthcare and education are the next two.
Okay.
Education. That's one.
Yeah, that sounds good. And
healthcare.
Healthcare. There we go. All right.
I'll clean these up for you.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you.
Though. Dink. Ow. That didn't quite work.
Yeah, I'm looking at my preferences to see if I have that option to. Control click.
Yeah, put them there. Okay. All right. That's out.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
What are you trying to do?
I was looking for the control option to highlight something on the map.
Yeah, I didn't see it. That's all right.
Yeah, me neither.
All right. Yep. Okay. Next, we're going to do congressional friends and opponents. And that's over on the chit as well. So we want to, let's see, split control. We want 2 friends and 2 opponents.
Yeah, there you go. You got it. I don't know what you're hitting, but you got it.
Oh, I'm not hitting it.
You're not hitting it?
No.
Wonder if Mike. Oh, Mike joined us. Okay.
Oh, hi, Mike.
How you doing, buddy?
Woohoo!
He's like, I'm like, wait a minute. I don't know how to do it, Mike.
I didn't do it.
Control click. Control click does nothing for me. Maybe it's alt click. Oh, it's alt click. It's not control click. For me, it's alt.
Oh, alt.
Yeah, if you hit alt and then left click, it should like ping a spot.
Got it. Okay, cool. All right.
There
Yay.
you go. All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Mike.
All righty. Yay. That'll work. Okay,
I didn't see you join because I don't have the server stuff up. So that was a big shock. I thought somebody broke into our game. And
we're being hacked. Okay, well, next we're going to want to come over here and do Congressional Friends.
All right.
So we get into our chits.
Draw a random counter.
And draw a random counter, 2 of them.
All right. And another one.
Okay. Now, supposed to flip them all to the moderate side. And we found the last time we couldn't flip friends. So I wonder if we can flip these. Try to flip Juliet James. It does. Okay. Went to radical. Okay.
Okay.
And
so
then
they should be both on moderate?
They should be both on radical.
Oh, they should be both on radical.
Okay. Let me make sure. I know, but let me make sure. Normal and harder. Place all drawn friends and opponents on the radical side. So that's going to make it tougher for us to keep bipartisan cooperation. So that's something we really need to keep ahead of.
Right. That will save us time because Chris will be like, no, it's over here, dumbass.
Yeah.
Like, Where?
Well, that's where we need to be, congressional opponents. So go back up to the chits and randomly draw 2 opponents.
All right.
We have 4 radicals.
We got 4
Wow.
radicals.
We're going to have fun.
Oh, boy.
We're going to have fun. All right. Next is going to be initial bipartisan cooperation. If the total radicals, if there are more total radicals than moderates, place a bipartisan cooperation counter in the leftmost 1 box. Right there.
Uh-huh. All right. So this goes there.
Yep. Got it. And that's it for that. That is Congress set up. U.S. military. I know that U.S. military is set up because I saw this stuff over here. Yes. And the assets box is filled up. Okay. So we don't have to worry about that right now. But let's show everybody what we're looking at. You're going to have in the setup, go over to Con US in the world regions next to the White House.
Okay. Con US.
And you're going to be setting up your US units that are right here. And then also you are going to be going back over to just past a congressional spot next to pending bills. And you're going to be seeding assets that you can move throughout the game in this section right over here. But the vassal does it for you.
I see that. Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Next,
I remember Mike saying that these are assets that are available, but you gotta work to get them out there on the maps.
Yes, you can use your military master actions in order to deploy them as needed if you've got areas where you're going to have war or to support allies in certain areas of the country. All right, we're looking, it looks like for all of the world regions, it looks like that's not what we're doing next. 6, we're doing world. We're going to go down to the conflict tracks.
Oh, we got to pass Bill 16 is what we got.
There we go.
Available only when the legislative passive of Bill 16.
Okay.
Or security and defense greater society legislation.
And Mike also says the only chits that will flip is if there is something different on the transverse side. So when we were trying to do it, when me, you, Mike, and Ruff got together and it wouldn't, that's because it was the same on the back side. Okay.
Good to know. Good to know.
All right. We're going to the conflict tracks, bottom left.
Bottom left.
And we're going to make sure... Yep, everything is at its start point. If you right over here, like India, you're going to move it and see at start 1. So that's where your conflict status markers are going to go on each conflict track. Relative strength, it says +1 China at start. So that's where it's going to start. You're going to set these 10 conflict tracks up just like it instructs you to.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Mm-hmm. Next, we're going to go above that to the strategic capabilities, and it is going to tell you what values they need to be at to start up for each strategic capability track that there is. So it tells you where to put those. That's already set up for us on the Vassal. Zipping right through this.
Good.
Okay, Russia and China are set up. Let's go all the way over to Russia and China on the right side of the game board.
Gotcha.
We're heading there slowly with a cursor thing. And setting them up, you're going to be setting up relations with the U.S. And in this instance, Russia is trending anti-U.S. You're going to be setting up their posture. You're going to be setting up their economy. And Mike says, all you're going to have to do is the world intentions and footprints. Everything else is done. Yep. Everything else is completely done. All of the world regions. But you're going to be going through these one at a time if you're playing it on your tabletop. And
True.
And if we look here at Eastern Europe next to Russia, it tells you where to put the regional alignment and stability markers, if there's any military units, any civil wars, any influence, any terror groups, where a regional crisis. It gives you all that information for each region.
And guys, to be honest, there is so many games that when I go to set it up solo, I will use the Vassal module just to load up the setup so I can just compare what I see with the Vassal module. So even if you don't like Vassal, you can download the Vassal module just so you can load this up and you can see, oh, I need to put these counters in this space. It would probably save you so much time. I know it does for me. So just a little pro tip from me to you.
Yep. Okay, next we set up any wars that might be there. So click on the Wars tab up there next to Chet's.
Okay.
And that's going to bring up our Wars sideboard. And as you can see, we start with one war and it's already set up. It's a war against the Taliban.
All set up and ready to go.
All set up and ready to go. So that's good to go already.
Nice.
But yeah, do you have that on your screen? The
Yes,
war board? Okay. And it's going to tell everybody when you're setting it up. It's going to tell you to put the conflict status starting at stalemate in the center. It's going to tell you to have the two sides that are in the war. It's going to tell you what type of conflict to set it up at. And then it's also going to have you begin to get strength for the attacker and the defender. It's also going to tell you who the attacker and the defender is in each war. But again, it's already set up for us. All righty. Boom, boom. Other
Mike
war.
says we still need to do tension and military footprint.
Yes. And tensions. Yes, we do have to do tensions. Let's go back. World, is it in here? Set up Russia and China as follows. Okay. Yes, we do. All right. So, and if I recall, it's right click on the little thing. Yes. Okay. Let's go to the Russian Federation, upper right corner.
Yep. I'm there.
Right click on the little clear box there.
Yep.
And we're going for Russia to get 2 tension counters.
Draw a tension counter. All right. And then I'm going to move that all the way and do it again.
Yep.
Draw a tension counter.
Okay. And then we're going to stack them up. And then we're going to draw one for China.
Oh, do the same thing for China? Okay.
Yes, one tension counter for China.
Okay. Got it.
Relations are right. Okay. World regions. We're going to go to the Eurozone.
Eurozone, got it.
Any tension counters. State of the economy. Following counters. NATO and UK are very close. Yes. No tension counters there. Okay. Eastern Europe. No tension counters. Middle East. Okay. For Israel in the Middle East, Israel ally counter in its box is very close. And then place 1 tensions counter on the Israel ally box.
Got it.
Okay. Gulf states, Saudi Arabia. No counter goes in the ally box as it starts as a close, not a very close ally. So it is close. and place 1 tensions counter in their ally box.
For which one? Sorry.
Gulf states, Saudi Arabia.
In the Middle East?
In the Middle East, yes.
Gulf state. Okay, 1 tension there. All right, got it.
And place 1 in Iran.
1 in Iran. Got it.
Okay.
Mike says Russia also needs 1 multilateral sanction.
Yes, they do, as a matter of fact. So right-click that clear box.
Section,
Thank you, Mike.
Multilateral. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
Read all the words. Preaching to myself.
Words.
Bird. Unstable. Level 1, 2. That's fine. Those are good. We go to 2 military footprint counters drawn randomly in the Middle East.
So right click and I go to footprint. Draw U.S. military footprint.
Yes, we're going to do 2 of those.
1 and 2.
Okay. Alrighty. Next we go to Africa.
Africa. Here we are.
Gonna take some time to get me away from you. 1 China influence counter, Civil War, 2 unstable, boom, holding 1 carrier. Africa is fine. Central South Asia, which is going to be next to the Middle East.
Asia. Central South Asia.
Right next to the Middle East. On the right.
Okay, gotcha.
Counter terror groups, unstable state. That, if playing normal or harder, it's got a war for number 1. Indian ally counter is just close, no tensions. Place 1. Okay, place 1 tensions counter on the Indian ally box.
Got it. Done.
Okay.
Mike says you've now copyrighted us with your song.
That's okay. I sang the wrong words on purpose. I really did. The Beatles.
Brandon says those military footprints seem to come and bite you at the end of each year.
They can. They can, because you have to do things for all of those, and I don't think there's a way to make them go away. They're there. It's consequences. It is consequences.
Boo.
And then 1 U.S. military footprint counter in Central South Asia.
Central South Asia. What am I doing?
Placing 1 U.S. military footprint counter.
Okay.
There.
Got it. Boom. Beautiful.
You did that in Asia Pacific. Move it up to Central South Asia.
Sorry. My bad.
It's okay.
I thought you said Asia. My bad.
Yeah.
Central South Asia is what you said. Okay.
Okay. Next, we're going down to Asia and the Pacific, where you just were.
Gotcha.
Japan ally counter is very close. Yes. Australia ally is very close. Yes. Republic of Korea, very close. Place 1 tension counter. Okay.
You are breaking up bad all of a sudden. Just give it a second and see if it syncs up. We got trouble.
Really trouble?
Oh, you're better now.
Okay,
say
better now?
Whatever you said again.
It's better now. Everything is good now. You read all
Everything
that clear.
Everything is good now. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Asia and Pacific, we're going to put a tensions counter above Republic of Korea, which is right above that Army Heavy 6 counter.
This one. Okay.
Yep. Got it.
Good.
And then do. Let me make sure. Place 1 tensions counter and a UN sanctions counter above North Korea, the DPRK.
The DPRK. Okay.
Yep. So 1 tensions and 1 UN sanctions.
So I got to do UN sanctions somehow. Let's see. Can I do it from here? No. From this one. UN sanctions, huh? Maybe counter.
No, I think we ran into this before. Do it from the China box. Do it from the clear China box. We ran into that last time, and I think you can access them from there.
From where? Here?
The clear box in China.
Oh, you draw U.S. sanctions counter or UN sanction counter.
UN
right?
sanctions counter. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we'll just drag that down there.
Okay.
Then. All right.
Yeah, I remember us having to do that. I'd forgotten
Mike,
about
let
that.
them know about their broken ass vassal module that needs to be fixed.
It's not all that bad.
For the tension, all we get is the tension marker there. So
yeah, it was like that before. Okay. Let's make sure. Read all the words. China influence counter. Terror group. Heavy there. Carrier UMC USAF. Yep. Place one carrier Eastern Pacific. Okay, we're going to.
Yeah, we can't even draw U.S. sanctions on this when I right click down here.
Yeah.
We can do it up in China though.
Oh, we can't even do it on the clear box down there above the carrier.
Nope, can't do it.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Central America, we don't need to add anything. South America, we don't need to add anything. Con US, we don't need to add anything. We've done our wars.
Nice.
We have constructed our crisis deck. And finally, take one exceptional White House resource card. We have done that. So we need to seed cascading events. So we're going to draw one at a time 3 cascading event cards from our extra cascading events. That might be in that draw a card next to year 4.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking we did last time, and then we dragged it down here depending on what happened.
Yes, yeah, it's got the extra decks there. So yeah, you're gonna right-click that and draw a cascading event. We're gonna do 3 of them.
We're gonna draw event card from Crisis deck, or draw a cascading event from
Cascading event. Cascading event.
All right, that's what we're gonna do.
There's the first one.
Multiple mass shootings renew public demands and gun control legislation.
Okay, when we're doing this, we ignore anything that says place tension on a cabinet focus. We ignore all public approval results, and we ignore any instruction to spend action points. Aside from that, we do everything that is on it. So it's and actually C, that's all it is for C is just that. Let's see. We didn't draw it on 2 or 3.
Did not draw it on 2 or 3.
So no, that is going to go into the 2 deck. But it has a media slant. How do we do the media slant? Okay, here's how we do it. First, we're going to put that into the 2 deck because in the bottom right of that above cascading event, you are going to notice that symbol right there. White is when you drew it. Next, you're going to put it into the 2. Then if you draw it from the 2 deck, then you would put it in the 3 and then eventually discard it.
Okay.
So we're going to put that in the 2 deck.
All right. Do we do anything before we put it away?
No, it can just go in the 2 deck.
Oh, so the C, what does the C stand for?
The C is when it's the cascading event. It's the initial event. Actually, no.
So we get +1 diplomatic crisis.
We do get +1 domestic crisis. Yes.
+1 domestic crisis.
And that's over
-2 to public approval.
Public approval does not get affected.
Okay. So where do we adjust our domestic crisis at?
To the right of the White House is Con US. The bottom track is domestic crises.
Say that again.
Okay. Yep. Right there. You're going to go to the right of the White House where we have our cabinet officials. We're going to go to Con US, the world region for continental United States.
Oh, go to Con US. Okay.
And then the bottom track, domestic crises.
Okay.
Move that +1 from 1 to 2.
So it was started here and we moved it to here.
Yeah, we're going to move it to 2.
Oh, it starts at 1. We're moving it to 2.
Yes. That's something we're going to have to address. We cannot let that get to roll for domestic failure because that can end it. So we're going to have to jump on that, sir. Okay. Go back to the card.
That was our domestic crisis +1. And then -2 public approval. But you said we don't adjust public approval.
No, because these
By
are
the
leftover
card, and then
problems
we're just
from the
going to take
previous.
this card and put it in year 2.
Yep. Not year 2. Not year 2. The 2 deck.
Hang on. Let me undo it. Where?
Okay.
Where?
Below year 3 and 4, you're going to see a 2 deck with a blue 2.
Okay. Put it there.
Put it there. Now, you'll also notice on that card it has media slant.
Yes.
Okay? So we're going to go down to our tracks next to the turn sequence with our media relations. Directly below where we just were with the card. We're looking at our media relations right in here. Now you'll notice next to these media slant, if it was 8 plus 2 PA, if it was a 7 plus 1 PA, but media relations is 5, we're going to move that marker and we're going to see that there is no media slant. Okay. So we put it back. There's no media slant for that card. But if it were anywhere else, like if it was right up here and we got a media slant card, we would see media slant was +1 public approval. Or further down, -1 or -2 public approval.
Okay. I got you.
Okay. But it's on 5.
The media feels about is they can swing it to make it easier or harder for the public to like what we're doing.
Yes. Yep.
All
righty. We need to get a second cascading event card.
Oh, no, we don't. Cascading event from the cascading deck.
Yep.
Correct?
Correct.
All right, here we go.
Uh-oh.
Scandal? Scandal? How can
Scandal, you sir?
If you have the Teflon POTUS attribute, make a professional prestige roll. If you pass, ignore this.
And then discard.
Discard it. Otherwise, you're being investigated for campaign irregularities. Place a new POTUS scandal counter in the breaking scandal box. -2 public approval, -1 RWC.
Relationship with Congress. So for this card, we're going to ignore the public approval.
Okay.
We're going to get a POTUS scandal counter, which is in the pieces, I believe it was. No, it's in the chits.
POTUS. Okay.
And no, that's not it. Where were they? Shoot. Daggone it. Maybe they are among pieces. Scandal. Yes, they're among pieces. I'm sorry.
Oh, they're in the pieces. Okay.
And then click scandal. The little tabs along the top.
Okay, yeah.
And then you're going to take that POTUS scandal and we're going to put it down on the, we might have been able to right click something. I'm not sure. Below, right above the turn sequence track, you're going to see the scandal track on the right.
All right. Let's see if I can find that.
It's going to be right here. Yep. Stop it. Dang, right there.
All right. And I put that where?
You're going to just put it on the breaking scandal. Just put it anywhere there would be fine.
Oh, just stick it there?
Yep.
Okay. Hey, Philip, how you doing? What's to know for winning? I don't know for winning, but...
You don't win this game. You just lose it not as badly.
There you go. You're not losing as badly.
All right. And I wonder, Yeah. Okay. So that is there.
Chris was the scandal, POTUS scandal. Should come up here on the scandal track. Oh, I'm probably missed what you were doing, Chris.
Oh no, you're good.
There's a breaking scandal up here. I got you.
Okay, now we need to go back up to the card.
All right, back up to the card.
Just to read all the words again.
We investigated for campaign irregularities. Place a new POTUS scandal counter in the breaking news scandal box. -2 public approval and -1 RWC.
So we
Relations
disregard the
Congress.
Yep. So we disregard the public approval, go down to the relations with Congress track and reduce that by 1.
So 5-4.
Yep. Got it. And then we are instructed again right here. The white means we drew it. Next to it is the blue 2, which means we now place it in the 2 deck along with the other one.
Okay.
And draw a third card.
The third one?
Yep. And then we start.
Oh my gosh. Killing me here. Cyber theft of sensitive intelligence government information threatens national security.
+1 domestic crisis. This can't be over before we start. There's no way. Daggone.
Yeah, because a harsh one. Domestic crisis would put it on the roll to.
Yeah, which we're going to have to do. And we haven't even taken office yet. What do you think, Mike? Just asking. We kind of got to do that, don't we?
Yeah, Mike.
We haven't even taken office yet. These yahoos that were in here before, they're just totally running this thing into the dirt. Let's do the rest of it first. Go back to the card.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay. It was that we disregard the public approval. We're going to roll a die 10.
Okay. 1 to 5, we go to scandal and DOD. Place a new scandal for the sector defense.
Okay.
So Mike says, yes, you do. The game is punishing you
for a great start. Yep. Okay. Totally get it. I'm good with that.
All right.
Okay.
So roll a D10.
Yep.
So I will. All right. Where's my dice? Here we go. Here we go. Ready?
Roll it.
4.
Place a new scandal for the Secretary of Defense. Wow, I think you were going to like militarily coup before you found out you won the election. This is messed up, dude. Why did I get in bed with you?
So we got a scandal in the DOD. Place a new scandal for what's SEC Defense?
Secretary of Defense. So you're going to go to pieces and select the no, chits. I'm sorry. No, it isn't. It's pieces.
Pieces scandal, and then which scandal is it this time?
The Secretary of Defense.
Vice President, Secretary of Defense. Got it. Okay.
And that goes down the breaking scandal with you.
Breaking scandals. Okay.
All righty.
Breaking scandals. There we go. Lovely.
Okay, back up to the card. And that is it. So after having drawn it, the next thing is to put it in the blue 2 deck.
Blue 2. Got it.
Blue 2.
I told you we didn't want to draw another card.
No, we didn't. Now we need to do our domestic crisis.
At least look at the bright side. You know what you're doing now. He said. Okay, so because our domestic crisis is very crisisy, we got to roll for that.
Now, also go over there and move the domestic crisis chit so people can see this. underneath it, you're going to notice that roll for domestic failure D10, domestic crises. It has the D, so you know that's the one you're going to, and it tells you what page D10 is on, and you're going to roll that section of the book.
Well, that's just crazy.
Isn't
First
it?
of all,
Go right to it. Pshaw.
D10, huh?
Let's see.
D10, domestic failures.
Domestic
Anytime you
failure.
reach for the roll for domestic failure space on the domestic crisis track, you do the following.
Mhm.
Immediately increase the lingering domestic issues, the LDI track, by 1 box. So let's
Yep.
do that before we move on.
Yes.
So lingering domestic issues. So where is that?
That's the track on the left of the Con US.
Okay,
the yellow
so that's
with
here.
the orange
Okay.
US. Yep. Advance that by 1.
So we're going to take that to 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then we're going to roll a D10 on the domestic failure chart below
Yes.
and apply its effects immediately.
Mm-hmm. Now, there are some DRMs.
DRMs maximum are plus or minus 3.
Mm-hmm.
We get a number of die roll modifiers on the current box of the lingering domestic issue track.
So you're going to move that marker to the side and see the small little number
Plus
in the
1?
yellow slash. +1. Yep. So that
All
is
right,
plus
so
1.
+1 if our public approval is less than 40%.
Should be 40.
-1 if our public approval is 60% or higher.
It is not.
+1 if our media relations is 4 or less.
Did it drop to 4? I think it's 5. Double check.
Media relations, okay. Our media relations is 5.
Okay. All right. So nothing there.
A -1 if our media relations is 6 or higher.
It is not.
And -1 or -2 if you have the Teflon or domestic focus.
I think we have domestic focus, don't we?
-2 for both.
Yeah, we have
POTUS
domestic
attributes.
focus.
Huh?
Awesome. We have domestic focus.
How do you know this?
I go over to the White House where you have your key cabinet official counters, and the attributes are right above them in the gold and blue. And
Domestic
you have
focus.
the domestic focus POTUS
Oh, I
attribute.
see. Yeah, it's domestic focus, right?
Yep.
So that's
you-
going to give us a -1.
So you were +1 for lingering domestic issues, which has the little +1 underneath that marker. And you're a -1 for domestic focus. So it's a straight roll.
So it's going to be a big fat 10-sided dice, huh?
Come on, baby.
Or
Come
do we
on.
want to roll low or do we want to roll high?
We want to roll low.
I'm going to let you roll. You're my vice president. I'm going to let you roll.
Very well. I will do that for you, good sir. I will take the
Eric
heat.
is giving us GG already. So
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Glad we could
Wow.
help. See you later.
Thanks.
That's a 1.
Yes.
That's a
Yes!
1.
Yes.
Dude, give me high five.
Nice. Ugh. Your spin skill and good track record, or maybe just blind luck, keeps the failure from blowing up in your face. No change in public approval.
Thank goodness.
Wow, that was huge.
Now go back up. There's
Huge.
one more thing we have to do.
Okay.
Go back up and read the rest underneath domestic failures above the chart. The last bullet point.
Above where?
Right above the words domestic failure chart. The last
Move the
bullet point
domestic
on the right.
crisis counter back to the 1 box.
Yes.
So we automatically go back over there. We lived through that failure. They tried to indict us, but they decided, nope, can't do it. He's not as bad as we thought.
That's right. And to quote a rather, shall I say, infamous game developer, read all the words.
I don't know the word. Read them all.
Guess what? It's time to go to the turn track.
Yes.
We are
Yes.
starting our warm-up
That
Yes,
was
we are.
easy. Easy
Ah,
peasy.
Piece of cake. Jeez. They say this
Easy
is a
peasy.
hard job.
Whew.
Try being a redheaded roofer in the middle of August. That's a hard job.
Yeah. All right, so we move this over here, or we go down.
Nope, we start right there at begin turn. So we are
Okay.
beginning turn.
Perform beginning turn sequence, page 4 of the turn sequence flip book.
Yep.
Let me get that out.
All right.
Here we go.
Okay.
We have it.
We have it.
Page 4, it says. I think I have
4.
page 4. Oh, you know what? I'm missing page 4. I guess we'll just go to page 8 and start there.
No, we need our APs. We got to have 4.
Oh, okay. Well, then I do have page 4.
Yes,
If it's something
4.
good.
4 is a good one. 4 is a good one.
Okay. Yeah, I have page 4 then. All right. So, number 1, determine how many APs you start the year with.
Yep.
APs do not roll over from year to year. APs come from the following sources. If playing on an easier game, if playing a normal or harder game, you start with 15 APs.
Alrighty, so we're going
From
to
your
start
cabinet effectiveness track. For example, if your cabinet effectiveness is 4, this would give you 2 extra APs. So let's start with 15, and then we'll look at the adjustments from there.
Let's start with 15.
So we are on the AP track.
Now, I think there is a AP and AP plus 10 marker underneath that plus 20. So probably move that plus 20 to the side. You might have to double click them to separate them.
Wonder if I can. There we go.
There you go. Okay, cool. So that
put on the 5 and then plus 10. So that gives us 15.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now let's look at our cabinet effectiveness. All right, where's cabinet effectiveness? Right there. Thank you.
For you. You're welcome.
Plus 2 presidential APs.
Okay, add 2 more.
Lovely. So we're up to 17.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do we have the efficient presidential attribute?
That is going to be right up here if we did.
And we do not. We have team builder and domestic focus.
Okay.
Are we disorganized? No.
No, we're not disorganized. Not us.
We have the amazing chief of staff. We do have the amazing chief of staff.
We do. Way to go, Ellen Price. You rock. She doesn't have plus 1 action. She has plus 2 APs. Just as good, you ask me. Yep.
So we get plus 2 because of our amazing chief of staff.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Not for her, but for the card, right?
For the card, but she is chief of staff. So it's kind of, quinky dinkle.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So we get plus 2. So up to 19. Lovely.
Yes.
That's it. That's all we get. All right.
And then number 2.
Apply any effects. Apply any effects other than APs gained from presidential attributes or exceptional White House resources.
So is there
any penalties due to negative attributes?
Mm-hmm. So is there anything else that she does for us at the beginning?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Number 1 on that card is we also get the 2 additional APs, but place a cabinet effectiveness improving counter on our cabinet effectiveness track.
Thought we did that. No?
We did that when we drew it because it happens both when you draw it and then also at the beginning of each turn.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. Okay. Okay. So we're going to counter under cabinet effectiveness track and receive 2 additional AP counters at the start of your turn.
So we already got the AP.
Turn, you may use this card to reroll any 1 die. Okay, so where that track is down here. Okay.
Yep. Now it already has a cabinet effectiveness improving.
So when it has one and it gets another one, then it goes up a level.
Exactly. You remove the improving and move the cabinet effectiveness up to 5.
So take that down, and then we move that up to 5.
Yep.
That's one of those double whammy things.
Yes, exactly. Where it's a stepped improvement, where it doesn't
you need to
move
go
right
up and then go up to go up to the next level. Gotcha.
Yep.
All right, so that's good.
All right. And
we ignore not on turn 1, not on turn 1, not on turn 1. Set focus regions for national intelligence collection.
Okay, so we are going to, let's see, what does it say? Go ahead and read it.
You may either 1 or 2 national intelligence counters this turn. Here's how you determine which. Check your strategic capabilities for both cyber warfare and strategic recon/intel. If both of these values are greater than or equal to both China and Russia, you get 2 focused national intel counters. So that is over here. We're looking at strategic recon intel gathering, which we are higher than both of them. But cyber warfare, sadly, we are not higher than both of them.
So let's
continue. In any other case, you get 1 focused national intelligence counter this turn. Place each available focused national intelligence counter in 1 world region of your choice. Not more than 1 counter per region. You may not place a focused national intelligence counter in either Russia or China. All right, so we need the. Is that a chit?
It is pieces, I believe. Second row, third one. Focus National Intel Collection.
Okay, got it.
FNI.
Bringing it over.
Now, you can choose any of the 8 world regions where you're going to place it. What FNI generally is going to help you with is your ability to deal with terror groups.
And we have a terror group somewhere in the Middle East, probably.
Middle East is generally where I start.
All right. I'm going to take your recommendation and put it in the Middle East.
Yeah. Put it down in the Focus National Intelligence box on that bottom row there. That dark blue box. Right here.
I'm sorry. Oh, yes, I see.
Yeah, put it right there. Yep. Cool.
Right. Mike's comment. Mike says you do not get to move your cabinet effectiveness up twice, only once. You should not have done it the first time because it says to do it if the card if it's played during the game, not during setup.
So if you look at the following benefits each turn. And number 1 immediately if it's drawn from the crisis deck during the game. Okay, no. All right, no, that's fine. So yeah, it's back down to 4 and just an improving on it. All the words, right, Mike?
Okay.
Yeah, down here.
Right. Okay. So that's going to go there, and then we're going to improve it again. There we go.
Perfect. All right. Okay. Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for the help. Appreciate it.
All right.
Okay. So that is our. We need to. We decided the Middle East, which is right there. Good. Now we do have a special optional DRM rule. It says if you are playing and you find this game to be extremely hard, you can add a +6 to each one of your die rolls until your approval rating is 60 or higher. Oh wait, that's an optional. I guess we should not include that. Okay. U.S. special activations.
Yep. So we're going to go ahead.
You now start your year with special activities to help you prepare for what is ahead.
So we go down the turn sequence track, and we're going to go ahead and move our current U.S. action down 1 box.
Okay, so that is that. We can move on to here. Got it.
Mhm.
So this is the State of the Union address. My fellow Americans.
But it says not on turn 1.
What?
Not on turn 1.
Only on turns 2 to 4. Yes,
Yep.
it does. So we're going to ignore that and move on.
Okay.
That says not on turn 1.
That is not on turn 1. No. So we're going to go down to improve strategic capabilities.
Oh, I think that's what we just did, wasn't it?
No, this is going to be the strategic capability tracks on the left where it compares Russia, US, and China.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. And actually it gives you a picture in the book right there, what you're looking for, that portion of the board.
Alrighty.
Mm-hmm. But what do it
all right.
say?
State of the okay. Wait a minute. I gotta bypass State of the Union. I gotta bypass this. Strategic capabilities. Here we go.
Got it.
If U.S. state of the economy is 5 or higher, roll for 2 different capabilities. So let's look. Is our state of the economy? State of the economy is 5 or higher. Yes, it is. It's 6.
Yes. Good.
So we get to roll for 2 different capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if there are any DARPA or rapid capabilities counters on the strategic capabilities track, you get 1 roll for each.
Now, we don't have any because that's going to be on the military master actions, and you can ask for the rapid ones. It gives you a better die roll instead of 1 to 5, 1 to 7. So that is something that could be done if you wanted to really have a better chance to improve something, but we don't have any of those DARPA or rapid capabilities out there right now. Bless you.
Thank you. Woo. All right, now on 1 to 5 results or 1 to 7 results for any attempt with the DARPA, improve that capability by 1 box. So we get to choose 2 that we want.
Yep.
And that is these strategic capabilities here. So I would say cyber warfare.
Yep.
Because we want to be higher than both Russia and China. So we get that extra other counter, whatever it was.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's I'm gonna let you roll a die.
All right, sure. I will roll a die.
You did so good. I'm not gonna let you down. You're not gonna let me down. So
1 to 5. We ready?
Ready?
4.
Nice. Improve it. We will. All right.
I would say it does say 2 different capabilities, so we can't do it twice.
All right. What would you like to see?
Well, we're behind in space warfare, so it may not hurt to pull even with China on that one.
All right, let's do it. I'm up for some space.
Okay.
I love space.
You rolling, or you want me to?
I'll roll.
Hit it.
Should I?
Do it.
I'll roll. All right, let me just drag this down here. Here we go. You ready? Can you see the? You can't see. I got my fancy dancy background on, so I'm gonna have to turn that off. Hang on a second. No background. So now you get to all see my messy. All right, here we go. You ready?
Doug Hunt, Viper Dave in the chat. How's it going, guys? No, Doug, we have not been impeached yet.
Oh, that's not a 10-sided dice either. Hang on. Everyone, hang on.
Hey, the die came with the game.
I have a die. Here we go.
Do it.
All right. 1.
Yes.
We're killing this game. It's so easy. This game is so easy, it's broken.
It's lulling us into a false sense of security. It's reeling us in.
There's a 10-sided die in the game. I got plenty of dice. I don't have to worry about it. All right, so that is another success. Let's move it up.
Space warfare.
Nice.
Awesome.
Now we're at least tied with them.
Okay. And then at the bottom of that section, it says move the counter forward 1 space.
On the turn sequence track, which is right there. Boom. All right,
Okay.
setting the POTUS cabinet focus.
Here we go. So
All
right
right.
below the White House, up in this area right here, we are going to be deciding what is most important to us. And in doing so, we are deciding how good a success rate we're going to have to gain all of these benefits on this side. The lower number is, as you can see, a 1 to 5. You have to roll to succeed on a die 6. 1 to 4 on the 2. 1 to 3s.
1 to 3.
1 to 2, and only a 1.
2 and a 1.
Mm-hmm. So, what is most important? We have improved relations with Congress, economy, homeland security, public press relations, relationships with the media, addressing domestic crises, and cabinet effectiveness.
Oh boy.
I think we want economy up there.
Okay.
Let's do it this way. Let me move these to the side for you, and then as we select, you can place the 1 through 6 on them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is most important? What do we want to keep up?
Mike is suggesting cabinet effectiveness.
Yes, because that will give us more actions, if I recall.
All right, let's do that.
Yep.
I'm all for that.
Press is good. Domestic crises, we already have the -1 DRM, but you don't want to lose track of that because that is bad. And I don't know if we want it 2, though. Homeland Security helps us also with terror groups, domestic terror groups, of which there are none yet. Yeah, Congress is going to help us in a lot of ways. That's going to help us pass bills. That's going to help bipartisan cooperation. Congress is probably a really good one. I think Mike's right.
All right. We'll go there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think that's.
And then I think Homeland Security or Homeland Security. Because what I'm thinking is like gun legislation is our number 1 for both public and us.
Right.
So wouldn't that be is that going to fall under Homeland Security or no?
I don't think the two really do.
Oh, they don't work. Okay.
The Homeland Security, the reward, the success, the effect says decrease 1 terror group in the U.S. by 1 level. If none, add 1 to the Homeland Security track, but -2 to public approval. So it helps us with domestic terror.
Yeah, we don't care about that. We'll make that a 6. We don't care about that.
Oh, no. Okay. Let's do it. Can't do it wrong because something's got to be 6. Something's got to be 5.
We have a lot of domestic crises, don't we?
The last guys did. We're going to be fine.
Right. Let's go like this, like this, like this, and done. There we go.
Good with it. All right. Yep.
I don't want to spend too long.
Because this game is full of analysis paralysis.
Right.
And once you realize that you've just got to pick something.
Say I am done. Let's move on. Okay.
Yep.
So that is that was that. Place the tension mounter. Move the counter forward 1 space.
Going right there's
1 action for POTUS and each cabinet member.
All righty. So we are going to be looking at these master action ones. Now, the president always gets 1, and it's going to say at the top of each one who is able to participate. Like in this one, it is going to say only the POTUS or the Secretary of Defense can do master military actions. Diplomatic can be POTUS, VP, or the Secretary of State. Of course, presidential master actions only by POTUS. And domestic master actions by POTUS, vice president, or chief of staff. So it tells you on top of each one who can do it. Now, each one that we're looking at, it tells you why. Like, let's look at, what do you have up in front of you? One of these. Which one are you looking at?
I was looking at just the the Facebook.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
The turn Facebook. I wasn't looking at anything specific.
Okay. All right.
I was just reading through the activation phase 1 and 3 is what I was reading through.
Okay. All right. But yeah, say like domestic master actions. If you attempt to stimulate the economy, why would you do that? You're attempting to improve the state of the economy and remove negative effects from a falling economy. Failing. When do you do this? During any activation segment, which domestic actions may be taken. Only once per section. So each one will tell you why to do it, when you can do it, how much it costs. And then you can see pass or fail what the effect is going to be. So it's really, what are things we need to do on the map?
Okay.
First of all,
that's a good question. What are the things we should focus on?
Let's start with the tracks that are going to affect more things. To the left of the turn sequence, look at our main tracks there. United Nations, world opinion of us, relations with Congress, media relations. Probably wouldn't hurt to try to get that relations with Congress up.
Okay, yeah, it's pretty low.
So if you look at domestic master actions, number 4.
Domestic. All right, let me see if I can find this now. Mm-hmm. Domestic number 4. Okay. Yep. So that'd be D4.
No, on the master actions.
Oh, it's on the master actions.
It's on the 4 cards.
Oh, the 4 cards. Okay.
Yes.
All right, domestic actions.
Mm-hmm. Number 4.
Number 4. Make a trade agreement.
No.
Oh, that's diplomatic. Sorry.
Yeah, it's diplomatic. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, let's try this again. All right, number 4. Improve relations with Congress. There we go. Look at. If you read all the words, it helps.
So go ahead and read why and when.
All right. So why? We're going to improve our relations with Congress, RWC, to gain advantages and mitigate congressional maneuvering and drama or scandals. Mm-hmm. When, during any action segment in which domestic actions may be taken, may only be used once per activation segment. Mm-hmm. Cost 1 action. Optional, cost of 1 AP for -1 die roll modifier.
Mm-hmm. So we can spend 2. Yep.
Procedure: if your party controls both the House of Congress and your party relationship is 5 or more, you may choose to forego a die roll and resolve a +1 to your RWC track result. In this case, this does not cost an action. This does cost an action, but not an AP.
So that's one instance where having control of House and having the high party relations would help us.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to roll a D6. Mm-hmm. If you roll 1 or less, you get +1 to the RWC track, 2 or 3, and a bunch of, All right, so let's look at the modifiers. So we get a -1 if relations with Congress is number 1 POTUS cabinet focused.
Not quite. It's up there, but not quite.
I don't know what that even means. So
that's saying you get -1 if go up here right below the White House.
Okay.
If relations with Congress is our number 1 POTUS cabinet focus.
Oh, okay. So if relations with Congress is our number 1 POTUS cabinet focus, we get a -1 in the die roll. It's not our number 1.
It's our number 2, so we do not get that.
Well, who suggested we do this other stupid thing, Mike? -1 if you have the respected by Congress POTUS attribute, which we don't.
Correct.
That would be up here. We have domestic focus and team builder.
Mm-hmm.
-1 if you spend an extra AP. +1 if the current relationship is 4 or 5. And +2 if the relationship is currently 2 or 3.
And it is a 4,
It
so
is
that's a +1
4 right there.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to get a +1 to our die roll.
Do you want to spend an AP to make it a straight roll? Look at the what happens with each roll, so that way you can decide if you want to put.
Yes, I do. I absolutely do.
Okay, all right.
So that would mean we're spending 2 APs, correct?
We're spending 1 AP.
+1 for the extra, right?
It costs 1 action.
But then we're going to spend a second one for the die roll modifier.
Actions and action points are different.
Oh, okay. Where's our action points?
Let's go up here to the cabinet.
Okay.
Back up where the attributes were. You are going to see, I'll zoom in so I can read it. Each cabinet member is going to get actions that they can do on these sheets right here. Each one of these is an action. The president gets 1. All of them get 1. 3 of them have +1 action. So those are going to get 2 of these actions that they can do.
Okay.
Okay, let's go down to the AP track on the bottom of the screen, right down here.
Yep.
At times, you can spend an action point, like so, to get that -1 die roll modifier.
Okay.
At any time, you can spend an action point to re-roll a die. At any time, you can do that. 1 time per action. So actions are how many things we can do. Action points are the currency which helped us to do some of those things better.
Okay.
Following?
So I'm spending an action.
So it costs 1 action. So one of our cabinet members. And then if you want the -1 DRM, then you use an action point to get the -1 DRM.
Which would move this counter down.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I will do that. I think that's
it started here, so you're going to move it down to here.
Oh, okay, I got you. Because the action doesn't come off of that.
Right. The action is one of the members at which we're going to have to decide.
Because they can do the action because of the actions.
Yep. And we're also going to have to decide.
We have extra actions because they say +1 action now.
Yeah. We're also going to have to decide whether it's the president, the VP, or the chief of staff that does this action. Before we do any more, we can decide it. But let's just go ahead and make the roll, and let's just get this one done.
All right. So let's roll a 6-sided dice and see what happens.
It's +1 for the relation with Congress, 4 or 5, -1 for the AP spent, so it's a straight roll.
Okay, here we go.
Do it. Come on.
There's a 5. That is not what we wanted to see. This game is broken. So a 5 straight up is no relationship.
No change.
No change.
Okay.
No change. Yeah.
And it also says may only be used once per activation segment. So that box that on the turn sequence that your current U.S. action is sitting on, that is considered an activation segment. Each box is an activation segment. So we've used it the one time we can try to use it. That's all we get.
Okay.
Yeah, each of these boxes here. That's an activation segment. That's an activation segment. This is an activation segment. This is one. And it said can only be used once. So that was our one try to improve our relationship with Congress.
Okay. All right. So, so we need to decide if that was POTUS, Vice President, or Chief of Staff.
And there's kind of a running tally for us. And I'll keep track of who's done their actions.
All right.
Chief of Staff can only do domestic stuff. President and VP can do domestic stuff also, but chief of staff, that's all they can do. I say we do chief of staff.
All right, let's give it to the chief of staff.
Okay, so they're done. All right.
So if we look at chief of staff, she has got no extra action, so she's
done.
She spent her action trying to improve our relationship with Congress. She didn't bungle it up, but she didn't improve it. But she's basically done now for this
activation segment. And
When
every
we
once
go
in
to
a while,
another activation segment, she might be able to do something else.
Yep. Every once in a while, an awesome chief of staff does have their limits.
Right.
You know?
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay. What else needs to be done?
So are we? So let me ask you, just strategy wise, are we trying to use up all of our actions? Are we saving them for the rest of the turn? What is our goal?
They get used during this activation segment because that's where it says to do it. Once we pass this part, we're done with these. So we need to use all of these actions now. This is our chance to get back ahead of the game on a couple of things, you know?
Right. Okay. I got you.
Yep.
All right. So how do we...
Go ahead.
How do we do things like, let's see here, raid terror targets in CONUS?
Okay, in CONUS, we don't have any.
That's a master action. Okay, domestic. Okay, I'm just reading through these things here.
Mike has a recommendation there.
Mike has one?
Yeah. He was doing, he's doing that right there. See in the middle of the board?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was looking at I was looking for his text. I'm sorry.
Okay. No,
Mike, hit it again, Mike. Sorry, I apologize.
Cabinet effectiveness.
Oh, okay. He's over here. I got you. Cabinet effectiveness. All right. So let me see if I can find that. That's probably going to be domestic again, isn't it?
Probably will be. Look at all of them.
Relationships, maybe.
Read the Ys. And look for cabinet effectiveness. Read all of the Ys under each red number.
Okay.
That's domestic crisis, lingering, Congress, state of economy, party relations, gain intel, terror, remove tensions from cabinet focus. No. Improves. Maybe it's under presidential action.
It might be a different sheet here.
Yeah, presidential.
Maybe under diplomatic. Maybe it's under diplomatic.
No, it's right here. Presidential master action.
Presidential? Okay, presidential.
Yep.
All right.
Number 3.
Yep. Corralling the cabinet. Improving cabinet effectiveness. All right.
Now, before you go any further, just to notice on the presidential master actions, it lists some domestic ones. The first 3 are domestic. Then it has diplomatic actions that only the president can do, which is that one and the next 2 on the next side, and then it has any. So there are also specific things that the president can do that the others cannot.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Okay. So corralling the cabinet.
Corral that damn cabinet. All right.
And this says may only be used once per activation segment.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Costs 1 action. So we will use the presidential action for this.
Yep. So we've crossed off the president and his action as well. So this will be his action.
Roll once on the cabinet improvements table in the D2 book.
So we're going to look domestic charts with the D in the corner.
Where's my D? Wait, where's my D? What do I do with my D? I moved it somewhere. Oh my God, where's my D?
Phillies are throwing a no going to the 9th. I'll never hear the end of this from an obnoxious coworker tomorrow morning. I hope they do it, though. I love no-hitters. I don't care who throws them.
Oh, here's my D. So I'm looking at D what? 2?
Yes,
D2. Cabinet
D2.
improvement table.
Yes.
All right. We get plus the domestic value of your chief of staff. Our
And
chief
she's-
of staff.
Ellen
is
Price
two.
has a die roll modifier of 0.
Plus the domestic value, which is the number?
Oh, no, domestic. Domestic's on the left. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Okay, so that's going to give us a +1.
Yes. Or a -1 in this
I'm sorry,
case.
a
Yep.
-1. Sorry, -1.
Mhm.
-1 if we have the team. Oh, we have team builder. Holy
Look
cow.
at that.
Look at that. We get another -1.
So that's -2.
And then half rounded down the number of tension counters in the POTUS cabinet focus area.
There are none.
Wow. So half of 0 is still 0.
Yep. So
So we got a
-2
-2 to the die roll, man. I'm going to let you roll this one.
All right. We got it. We are ready.
Nice and low, baby.
1.
Yes.
-2
Yes.
is 0 or less.
Wow. Lovely. This game is easy.
Now see what happens.
Improving counter on cabinet effectiveness track.
Now it bumps to 5.
Because we already had that. Let's see, where's that counter? Where is that damn thing?
Right down here.
Right, because we're already improving it. We get to improve it again. Boom. Now
Mhm.
we can move it up and get rid of that.
Perfect.
Nice.
Yes. Yes.
One advisor becomes experienced. Roll a D6. Go ahead and roll another D6 for us, Chris.
I will do that.
To see who gets some experience here.
3.
That is the Secretary of Defense.
Oh, the one that's being investigated. Awesome.
So we're going to flip to his experience side.
Yep.
So he is Secretary of Defense. Let's see.
This one right here.
Yeah. All right. So we flip him over.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Now he has a +2 DRM for any military
Ooh,
actions.
Lovely.
-2. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Nice. Nice.
All right. Then we have
What else?
that's it. That's the end of the thing. Yeah.
Okay.
There's no more. You get a -1 if you're on the easier level. We were not on the easy level.
Yep. Nope, that's fine. All right.
So yeah, we did great there. Mike says, "Good job, thank you."
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
again, strategy question wise, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I'm just because of my inexperience, I have no idea.
Oh yeah.
We currently have 18 action points,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if we don't use them now, what are we going to use them on? I guess is my question.
We've got. We may be able to spend APs as die roll modifiers for when China or Russia acts. We get any 3 actions again. We may be able to roll it as die roll modifiers for when we draw crisis chips.
So what we're saying is, as this turn progresses, you want to have some throughout the turn.
Yes.
You don't want to spend them all up right off the bat.
No.
Okay.
There have been times where I was in a spot in the game and I needed to burn through 5, 6, or 7 of them, and I really got down low. I can't remember particular instances, but you may have a time where you need to go through a lot of action points.
Okay.
You don't want to burn through them right at the beginning because it's just the beginning of the game.
I got you.
But that's also now we're taking actions to make sure that we're going to have good footing to start with.
Right. I got you. Okay.
Yep.
I'm just again inexperienced. I just
no.
don't know. I mean, I would try to spend them all, and then I would run out if so this is one of these pacing things where you want to try to pace yourself, not use them if you don't have to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boom.
Question,
boom.
and it's up to you because when would be a good time to call it an episode when we're not in the middle of something?
Let's do these next 5 actions. That'll probably take us close to 9 o'clock.
Okay, sure.
And then the next time we can jump on activation phase 1.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we still got a few more actions.
Yep. We have 5 more things to do. We have 2 actions by our vice president, 1 by our secretary of state.
So let me just go through this one more time. So we get president, vice president,
Chief of
we
Staff.
have the Chief of Staff, the Secretary of the State, and Secretary of Defense.
Yes.
So we have 5 actions.
Mhm.
And then because of our guys, we got a bonus action for the Vice President, a bonus action because the Secretary of State, and a bonus action for the Secretary of Defense, which is going to give us 8 actions we're going to be taking.
Correct. They are limited by the people doing the actions. Again, they are listed at the top of each card.
Okay.
But we do have a total of 8 actions we can take before we get into the meat of the game.
So the things down here, and I'm just wrapping all my head around the mechanics here.
Absolutely.
Is all these ones that say like actions, take any 3 actions, right? Those are going to be redoing what we're doing.
The ones that say any 3 actions. That one right there. Stop. Go back to the one to the left there that you were just on. Now the second one, activation phase 2, second one down on the right there.
That one.
That says any 3 domestic actions. So that is either going to be domestic master actions or presidential master actions that are domestic.
Okay.
So some of them limit the kind of actions you can take. Some that say any however many actions, you can do any of these.
I got you. I'm starting to wrap my head around the mechanics now. So
now also any of those blue ones that say any actions or however many domestic actions or anything, you don't get the +1 for like Secretary of Defense. If you want to do 2 military actions, well, you're doing military actions anyway, but the +1s don't count. You're just doing that type of action however many times.
Okay.
So the +1 doesn't come into account.
If we don't draw anyone that gives us bonus actions, we're going to have 5 in this phase, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the only reason we have more than that is because of those actions. So those plus actions, when it says, again, I don't know, I'm just throwing things out. When it says take any 3 domestic actions, if we look at our domestic person and they give us a +1 action, so does that change that, or is that stuck?
It's still going to be just the 3.
Just
what the
3
turn sequence says.
So the only time they're going to give us a plus action is during this first activation phase.
Anytime, and there are others, but anytime where it says 1 action for POTUS and each cabinet member. Okay. Let me see if there's another one out there that does that. I don't remember for sure.
Okay, so this is a special one here.
Yes.
This is one that gives us actions for everybody.
Yes.
And then the other ones are kind of like you can only do a couple actions, or you can only do a couple domestic, or you can only do this or that, or I get you. Okay.
Right.
So we're learning that and learning what the actions you can do are going to be super important in this game. I got you.
Yes.
Okay.
And one bit of homework is going to be to really read these over, not to memorize them or anything, but A, to realize who can do what kind of action on each card, and B, just look at the whys so that way you know what each of these does for you.
All right, so we got 8 actions. We've already spent a president action. We've spent a
chief of staff.
So
we have 2 for VP, 2 for Secretary of State, 2 for Secretary of Defense.
All right, so we got 6 actions left.
Yes.
Gotcha. All right. So we'll all right. So now, right. Okay. So now I'm looking at you, Mr. Vice President. I'm saying I need you to give me some recommendations on what we should be doing.
Some things we need to do is get regional alignment. We need to keep regional alignment in the world, regions, and regional stability up. We also need to look at the domestic crises, as Mike is pointing out. Domestic crises, you've played Pandemic, right? The board game?
Yep.
Domestic crises are like the hot spots. You got to get your 3 cubes out of the way because you're going to have an outbreak. You're going to have an outbreak.
Regional crisis. Okay, so if we're thinking about regional crisis,
I believe that's a
military actions. Yeah, that's what
I believe.
So improve your strategic capabilities
or diplomatic.
And no, that's not going to be it.
No, I think it's diplomatic.
Yes, number one. No, that's prevent regional
Yeah.
crisis.
Yes. Crisis relief. Prevents them from becoming major crises, which spawn terror groups and rogue states. So that does, if you look at procedure in the results, it says decrease regional crises in a region by however many boxes. So that's what you want to do. And the Secretary of State and the Vice President can do it. And there's no limit on how many times you can try to do it.
All right, let's go, Vice President.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go. Rick, he's got a 1 there. So that's going to give us -1 to our roll. If our stability is 6 or higher. So we have to decide the region, I bet. So let's look at the Middle East. Let's look at the Middle East.
Right.
Our regional crisis level is
3.
Here. Is that what this is?
And this is the regional crisis level right here.
Oh, down there? Okay.
Yes.
So it says if it's regional stability is 6 or higher.
And regional stability is going to be right here on this track where it has alignment and stability. This is your alignment marker, the blue. Your stability is the darker teal. So that's your regional stability.
Okay, so it's not 6 or higher, so we don't. So we got a -1 for our Secretary of State, and I think that's all we get.
That is correct, and we're rolling a die 10.
All right. Since I got my die 10, let me go ahead and get it ready. Here we go.
And this is the VP.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool.
7.
Well,
-1 is a 6.
-1 is a 6.
Decrease regional crisis in region by 1 box.
So it's going to go right there.
Okay. So it doesn't go. It doesn't like do the halfway move.
No, those are immediate effect. Your halfway moves out in the regions out here are going to be your stability and your alignment. No, stability is an immediate effect. I'm sorry. That will move when it says to change your stability, you're going to go a box up or down.
Okay.
With regional alignment, you'll notice that this starts with a trending anti-US.
US, yeah.
So that's your 2-step.
That's your 2-stepper. Okay, I gotcha. Okay.
So if we were able to get a trending pro-US, we would simply remove the anti. And then we would need 2 steps to move to a 6.
All right. Let's do the same thing in Africa.
Let's do it. Absolutely.
All right. Same thing. -1 to the die roll.
Yep. Stability is a 4. So yeah, -1.
4 -1 is 3.
Nice. Okay.
So that is going to decrease it by 1 box again. All right.
Okay.
There was 2 more actions. That's our Vice President done, right?
Or we can have 1 Vice President, 1 Secretary of State. So that way they each get 1 more. They might have different.
Okay. All right. Let's do it that way.
Yeah. 1 of each. Okay.
Okay. All right. We need, we got what, 4 more?
We have 4 more. 1 VP, 1 Secretary of State, 2 Defense. What else do we need to address? We could always have a summit with China or Russia to try to improve our relations with them or do many things.
Yeah. That sounds good. We already did the relations with Congress, didn't we?
Yes, we did. So we've already done that in this activation phase, yes.
But we have media relationship, though.
There's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, U.S. Con-U.S. Domestic crises and lingering domestic issues. We do need to get that reduced.
Okay, so we got lingering domestic issues. That is going to be domestic number 3.
Yes, it is.
Okay, and it can either be President, vice president, or chief of staff?
Well, the vice president has one. Increase, boom. That's probably what we want to do, though. Yeah, that's probably what we want to do.
Okay. So we're going to make a cabinet effectiveness check, which is going to be under D18.
Okay. So again, domestic charts.
D18, which is on the back page.
Yep, sure is.
All right.
And that's just telling you how to make these checks.
Okay, just roll D10.
Your base number is going to be the number that is underneath the counter on these tracks.
Okay, so a number under that track is a 2. Okay.
No. This one, cabinet effectiveness track down here.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yep.
So it's a 5. Okay.
So we are going to have to you're going to have 5 or less to pass, and then there are die roll modifiers. But as an example, right below it, if we have to do a party relations check, we have to roll a 6 or less. If we come over here, we have to roll a state of the economy check. We have to roll a 6 or less. That's what all the numbers on those tracks are. If we have to do media relations, we have to roll a 5 or less. So on all of these tracks, that's what those numbers are. They are checks, that kind of a check. And that's what it's saying on the back of the book, on the back page of that domestic charts book.
Mike is saying your domestic crisis has to be at 0. You may only take this action if the domestic crisis level is 0.
Nope, can't do it. Can't do it.
It's not.
So we need to get domestic crisis down. Resolve domestic crises before they can become domestic failure. So that's going to be number 2.
Yeah, number 2, address the domestic crisis.
And that's the only thing we're going to be able to do on the domestic.
We're going to need a cabinet effectiveness check.
Mm-hmm.
And again, our cabinet effectiveness check is right there, which is a 5.
Correct.
And
then die roll modifiers.
Do we have a domestic? Does he have a domestic crisis bonus? Who are we going to have take the check?
It's going to be the VP. He's the only one that can do it.
All right. So he's got a 1. So that's going to be a -1.
Okay.
Do we have the domestic focus? We do not. Public approval is not 60 or higher.
No, go back up to your attributes, one at a time. Go back up to your attributes.
Oh, we do have domestic focus. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so we got a -1 for that too. So at -2.
-2.
And then vice president or chief of staff.
Public approval. So just look at get in the habit of looking at all of them.
Yeah. So it's not 60 or higher.
Correct. So still -2.
Okay. And then die roll modifier from the current box in the LDI track.
So that's going to be over here on Con US, and you're going to see the number in the illustrate.
+1.
So that gives us a -1 net to a die 10 roll.
Die 10?
Yep. 5 or less, -1 DRM.
All right, do it.
All right, I got you. I got you. I've got this, Mr. President. I've got this. 4 -1 is 3.
Yes.
4 -1 is 3.
So it's going to knock it down to boom.
Pass. Yep. And
we can do that again because it doesn't say that we can't. It's only have to do it one time.
Well, we still got one more thing we got to do on a pass.
+1 public approval. Look at us go.
They're liking it. They're liking it.
Where's 41?
42. It goes up 2 at a time.
Oh, it goes up 2. Oh, okay.
Yep.
42. There we go.
Now, it doesn't say that it limits the number of times we can do it. However, we are limited by the people that can do it. And the president and the VP and the chief of staff have already used all of their actions. So
who's left? Who's left?
1 for Secretary of State and 2 for Secretary of Defense.
Okay, we need some defensive guy. What does he do?
Military Master Actions.
All right, let's do some military stuff.
He can direct intel against 2 different terror groups.
Let's do that.
Okay. Now, something that's going to help us do that, if you look at the Middle East,
okay,
we have the FNI counter there, the Focused National Intelligence counter.
Yep.
So we have that there. You're also going to see one of the dial modifiers is U.S. Intel and Advisors counter in the region. We have that.
Oh, yeah.
So we can do it anywhere, but anywhere we have 1 or 2 of those, that gives us a better chance to succeed.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's do Middle East for sure.
Okay. So we are going to select 2 terror groups, and we can select, and we'll roll for them 1 at a time, but we can select 2 number 2 terror groups. And if we succeed on this, we will place a terror group that is in the region, and in the region means anywhere down here on the map, on the picture of it. And we will place it into the gathering box on the intel track. Anything up here is not considered in the region as far as reading where something is.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Anything that is down here in this area is considered in the region.
I got you. Okay.
So we can select 2 terror groups, and then for each one, well, go ahead and read it. Go ahead and read it.
Okay. Place a rapid capability counter on 1 strategic capability track. You may not place it on a track that already has a rapid capability counter on it. You'll resolve rapid capabilities attempts during the next special activation phase, the improving strategic capabilities segment. Is that what we're talking about?
But no. Capabilities I'm sorry.
I was reading the wrong one, wasn't I?
Okay, yeah,
sorry.
2. Direct intel. Yep.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yep.
All right, gather intel on the terror group and enable operations that find and target them. There we go. Sorry.
Yep, that's fine.
All right, select 2 terror groups. For each terror group, we're going to roll a D10. 1 to 4 success, 5 plus is failure. Modifiers are -1 if there is an intel and advisor counter in the region. Yes.
Yep.
-1 if there's a Focused National Intelligence counter in the region. Yes.
Yes.
So you get a -2 to a die roll. We need a 1 to 6.
With a -2 DRM.
Yeah, that's with the minus. All right,
Yep.
Here we go.
Do it.
There we go.
Do it.
-2.
1 to 4, -2.
6.
Yes, that's a 4. That's a success.
6.
So we're going to take one of these terror groups and place it in the gathering box in the intel track.
Gone. He's gone. He's not gone. We know about him. We know about you. You can't hide from us.
Now we can select 2 different terror groups in the region. So we can go for another level 2 terror group and put him in the gathering box as well.
Yep. We're doing it. Let's go.
All right.
Do we have to roll for this other guy or no?
What, the one that's already up there?
No, the second one.
Yeah, we have to roll for the second one, yeah.
Okay, so you roll individual. Okay.
Yep.
There we go. Go on. 4.
4 -2 is 2. Move another one up
This game
there.
is easy. This game is so simple. I tell you, it's just a piece of cake.
You can't say that, Mr. President.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to say that. No, you moved the domestic crisis, not LDI.
I fix it.
What did I move wrong?
You move the lingering domestic issues up the left track on the left up to 1.
I did?
Yeah, but we were supposed to move domestic crisis levels on the bottom track from that blue one to where I put it right there.
Oh, oh, right. So I moved this.
Yes, yeah.
And this one is the one that should have moved. I got you.
Yep, that's
I
fine.
got you. All right. No, I'm good that we caught that.
Mhm.
Okay. So second group, goodbye.
Second terror group, boom. Okay, so that's one by our Secretary of Defense. He's got one left. If we want to,
we could do that again.
we can do it there again. We can pick another one again.
I like that
Totally up
minus
to you.
2. I like that minus 2.
Okay.
Well, I think we go there again.
If we're going to do it again, now we can target the ones on the intel track and move them further over towards the targeting one. And once they're targeted, we can do a raid and try to get rid of them.
Oh, really?
So now you can target any 2 terror groups. It doesn't say in the region. You're in the Middle East, you can target any 2 terror groups, which includes the intel track. So you can roll once for each of them. See if we can move them from gathering to locating.
All right, here we go. You ready?
Do it. Come on.
I rolled a 7.
Okay, well, we got a second roll.
Go again. Here we go.
Come on.
3. Got it.
So move one of them over to locating.
All right. One. Well, it's not. I mean, you're not going to get them all successful, but
no, that's good.
That's still pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So that was his 2 actions.
We have Secretary of State with one more action. And Secretary of State can only do diplomatic actions.
Secretary of State, diplomatic actions. Can we attempt to remove a Chinese or Russian influence counter in a region?
We can.
We could try to get Russia out of the Middle East.
Yeah. Well, which ones have more? Oh, we don't have Russia counters out yet. Let me do that real quick. Give me just a sec.
Russia counters? What are you talking
about? Down here between Africa and Asia Pacific is a counter track where we count Russia and Chinese influence. And if they get too influential, bad things can happen. Well, we forgot to put
these down here.
Yeah, let me just do that for you real quick.
Okay.
We got a China influence. We'll get a Russia influence. Yeah. And let's see. Let's just count up and make sure what everything is. China has 1, 2, 3, 4. Anything up here? China has 4. So we're going to put this right there so we know they have 4 influence on the board. If they get to 15, bad things happen. So we definitely want to try to keep influence down if we can.
Okay.
Let me count Russia's. They have 1. They have 2. They have only 3. Okay, so there is how much our world peer influence has. Okay. So yes, we can get rid of an influence if we want to. Let's see. Remove Russian or Chinese influence in a region to protect regional alignment with the U.S. It can only be done once, which is fine. Choose a region with regional alignment of 7 or 8. Or regional alignment of 6 with 0 regional crises. So you're looking, the blue is regional alignment.
Yep, I'm looking at that.
So
I think you have Eurozone and Eastern Europe are the only ones with 6 or higher.
And there are 0 crises in the Eurozone. So it's 7 or 8. We can do it no matter how many crises there are. We can do it if someone has an alignment of 6 and 0 crises. So we could do it in the Eurozone and get rid of the Russia influence.
I agree.
Okay. Roll a die 10. 1 to 6. Remove the counter. No DRMs.
I rolled a 6.
Take it off of there.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Who do you think you are? Who do you think you is?
Yes. Mike says you get to 15 with China and it is an auto loss. I would consider that bad things.
That is a bad
Absolutely.
thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Mike also points out that we can do a drone strike on terror groups in the locating in the second box in the intel track.
Oh, really?
So
That sounds fun.
That can be done as well.
Huh.
We've done all of our actions. Move the counter forward 1 space on the turn sequence track,
which is right here. We're going to take it over to activation phase 1.
Yes.
And that's where we're going to pick up next time.
So questions or comments? Also in the chat. And Mike, thank you very much for us having this game, learning it in this community, being such an invaluable asset, man. It's been fantastic having you behind us. It really has. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. I know IDJ has said it. I don't get the opportunity to say it much, but thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Yeah, it's very, very awesome of him to take his own time and effort to come out and make sure we're doing everything right and help us along the way. So big shout out to Mike there at GMT, and thank you so much for all your support. We do appreciate it. He doesn't get paid to come out and check us out, and he doesn't get paid to make sure we're doing things right. He does it because he wants to, and we do appreciate it. So
yes, we do immensely.
All right, I have saved this bad boy. You can do it over there as well. Just go to File and then click on Save Game, and you can name it. And this way we'll have a backup copy in case something bad happens to, something bad happens. My file becomes corrupted or whatever. We won't have an issue until we don't both save it. But I've got a save copy just in case.
9.
That was good. I appreciate all your help, Chris. Thank you so much as well.
Oh, you're welcome.
Without your knowledge and expertise on this game, I wouldn't even have really tried to delve into it. But you continue to pester me until I decided to. I get email messages every week from you. Hey, when are we
going to do this?
Hey, when are we going to get Mr. President on? I probably said, let's get Mr. President on. And I just know with Russ Swordsman, it was a scheduling problem, and I didn't want to make it look like we were just trying to drop him. It's just
and nothing would be further from the truth. Nothing would be further from the truth.
Exactly. We love Russ, and we would love to play with him. It's just scheduling with you and him is just going to be extremely hard. And
if at any point he's able to do it, like on a Sunday in the afternoon or something, get up with me. I'll pop on. We'll do some with him as well. We'll pick up the same vassal where we left off, and it'll be no problem to keep doing with it. Absolutely. Yeah. I enjoy him a lot. I really do.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
We got obviously this is just a tutorial / learning / practice game because this like I said, this is one of these games that I think you need to try each one of these events a couple times just so you understand what it does and how it does it. I now know where I'm looking at when a relationship to Congress. I know now, but I didn't know that until I checked it like 5 times. Now that I've checked it 5 times, I know where I'm looking. So
familiarize yourself with these cards.
Yeah.
You don't have to learn them, but just familiarize them. Look at who can do the actions and look at why you do each one. And little by little, the more you go to these cards, you'd be like, oh, I want to do this. Where is that? There it is.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. So just familiarize yourself with the master action cards. And that'll
all right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out tonight, Mike and Brandon and everyone else that came out in the chat. We do appreciate Richard Kerr and Captain Carl and Viper Dave, good friend of the channel, Eric and Doug Hunt, Philip Reynolds, everyone that did come out and stop in and say hi. Thorough for Beck, David Odell. We had quite a nice crew. Andre Ford.
Yep.
So if I missed your name, I apologize. But we'll be back on hopefully next week. If we can arrange it on Wednesday again, we'll see if we can pick this up on Wednesday again. That seems to work pretty good for us.
I think we can do it.
See if we can schedule it on a Wednesday. So thanks, everybody. Have a great night. Again, thanks to Mike and thanks to Chris. Without you guys' help, this game would be still in my box and my shelf. So
Thank you, IDJ, for inviting me along on this journey of things. Yeah.
Thank you. See you all next week. Take care, guys.
Thanks, guys. Take care.